So today, just to recap, we did a little segment on desk ergonomics, and I've had a few clients with interest on exercises. So we're going to start on the chair with some mobility and stretching first, and then we're doing some standing, and then we will be lying down on the mat. Doesn't matter if you don't have a mat because we're not going to be there for super long, but if you would like, that's an option as well. Same with the TheraBand and same with the towel. Alrighty, so we will get started. So I'm going to face you guys slide on, so you can see what it looks like rather than me facing you. And I'm just going to swap my direction every now and then. So we're just going to start seated on our chair, feet flat on the floor. So I want you to find that nice comfortable position where your feet aren't lifted. And I want you to sit up nice and tall on your sit bones. TheraBand and towel not needed at the moment. Lovely. So first, we're going to start by interlacing our fingers and just pressing it down towards our feet. Yeah. And all we're going to do here is just lift our arms up just to chest height. And we're going to press away from our chest and cave into our chest and get a nice stretch in our middle back. Hi to all those people jumping in. Just jump in when you're ready. From here, we're going to take a deep breath in. And on the breath out, we're just going to restack our spine sitting up nice and tall. And we're going to slowly lift our arms up as high as we can without our rib cage popping open here. And the gaze is going to follow your hands. Then we're going to unlock our fingers, reach them down by our side, and we're going to start again. Hi to all those people. Welcome. We're just starting sitting on our chair, so join me when you can. Once again, we're just going to press our fingers down towards the mat, interlacing our fingers. Lifting to chest height here. Press out and cave through the middle chest to get a nice stretch in your upper back. Deep breath in. And on the breath out, we're just going to restack our spine, sitting up nice and tall. Start to slowly lift our arms up just as far as we can, as long as we're not getting too much neck or shoulder tension. Deep breath in. And on the breath out, I'm going to come around like a rainbow. I'm going to actually get you guys to grab your right hand on the left part of the chair. So we're going to hook our hand underneath here. I'm going to lift my left hand straight up towards the ceiling. And we're going to come into a nice side bend. So we're leaning towards our right or the hand that's underneath the chair. Relax through the shoulder. Take a nice deep breath in here. And out, restack the spine, sitting up nice and tall, and place that hand back down by your side. Once again, just locking our fingers one more time here. Reaching up and forwards. Pressing out, caving through that middle chest, scooping through your tummy, getting a nice stretch through that middle back. Take a deep breath in, restack your spine, sit up nice and tall, and start to lift. Deep breath in here. And on the breath out, unlock your fingers. And now we're going to place the left hand underneath the chair here now. Lock that hand underneath. Lift the right hand right up over your head. And we're just take a nice little side bend. Deep breath in. Getting that nice stretch through your ribs up underneath your armpit. Restack the spine, sitting up nice and tall. So from here, we're going to lock our hand back underneath on the right side. And we're going to bring our left hand on the right side of our head. So this is a nice gentle stretch here, so I don't want you to pull too hard. We're just going to slowly pull our left shoulder, away from our right shoulder, so we get a nice stretch through the nape of your neck. Take a nice deep breath in here. And out. And now we're going to start to look down toward our armpit. And add a slight pressure down on the back of the head this time. And you might get a little bit of a stretch up the back of the neck. Deep breath in. And out. Take that left hand off. Bring the neck back to center, and we're just going to swap sides here. So just stretching out the side of the neck, right hand's going to come up and over. Push that left shoulder down away from your ear as you bring the head to the right side. Just a light pressure, not a hard one, guys. We don't want any pain here. Deep breath in. And on the breath out, we're just going to look towards that armpit, just like we did on the other side, and slightly pull down towards our chest. Making sure that left shoulder doesn't lift. Deep breath in. And breath out, let go. Bring that hand back down by your side and bring your head back to center. From here, we're just going to place our hands behind our head, interlock your fingers, and you should be able to see your elbows in your peripheral vision. So from here, just roll your shoulders away. Find that rib connection here, so we don't want to be popping the ribs. Just find that nice knitting through the ribs. And all we're going to do is lift our shoulders up towards our ears and press them all the way back down towards the back pockets of our pants. So we're shrugging our shoulders up and we're pushing them all the way down into our corkscrew. So just relieving any neck tension, deep breath in as we lift and out as we lower. We'll do a few more of these, guys, and we're going to add on to this movement. So you're going to keep here. Last one up, deep breath in and down, deep breath out. Holding this position, we're going to start to bring our elbows towards our face and then push them out and away from our face, opening up as much as we can, but pressing the shoulders down and away, sinking those shoulder blades, melting backwards. And then close the shoulders again. So we're stretching through our pecs here a little bit, guys. Deep breath out as we open the pecs, get really tight when we're sitting in a desk all day. Deep breath in as we close. And out as we open. 2 more here, just going at your own pace, whatever feels comfortable for you. 1 more in. Last one out. And we're just going to start in our starting position where we can just see the elbows and that peripheral vision. All we're going to do here, guys, is my left elbow is going to stay nice and still, and my right elbow is going to start to open with my chest. So your hips are staying still, left elbow is staying still, but your right elbow is opening. Deep breath in here, and out. We're just going to close that book. And swapping sides, so we're doing our left arm now. Opening, keeping those hips facing forwards and that shoulder blade or the shoulder away from the ear. Good, so just at your own pace, opening and closing, getting that nice middle back rotation. So just moving from the ribs here. Deep breath in as we rotate and out as we come back to center. Last one each side, guys. Keep breathing. Coming back to neutral, unlock your fingers and just bring them back down by your side. Give your shoulders a little bit of here forwards. From here, we're going to place our left hand on our right knee. We're actually going to hook our elbow. I'll hook our elbow behind the back of the chair. And take a nice little stretch here, just wringing out that back. Deep breath in and out. Last deep breath in and out. And we're going to swap sides. So the left hand's going to come over, the right hand's come over to the left knee. I'm not very good at my left and right, so I apologise. And just coming into that rotation. Feet should still be flat on the floor. Deep breath in and out. 1 more here, guys. Rotate back to center. So from here, I'm actually going to shuffle a little bit backwards towards the back of our chair so that my back's actually leaning up against the rest here. And what we're going to do is as well, if this doesn't feel comfortable for elbows behind your head, you can just press your hands over your chest. So completely up to you. We're going to come into some back extension. So if you're taking the same variation as me, elbows in peripheral vision, hands through the chest. And we're starting to pop our ribs open and extend just our middle back over the back of the chair. And then sitting up nice and tall, closing those ribs. Deep breath in. As we lean backwards over the back of the chair. And out as we reset the spine and sit nice and tall. So just go within whatever feels best for you, because back extension is very limited, because we're usually always in flexion when we sit at a desk. Last one here, guys. Deep breath in. And out. Reset that side and hands down on the other side. Okay, so for this one, I want you to start nice and tall on your sit bones so you have a nice flat posture. We're going to place our hands down by our side. And I know this sounds a bit funny, but we're going to start in a bad posture. So we're going to start with our thumbs turned in, and we have a big arch in our upper back. So taking a nice deep breath in. On the breath out, we're going to turn our thumbs to face away from us, rotating and opening and popping the chest out to get that nice, good posture how we should be sitting. And then we're going to turn our thumbs back in, caving through that chest, and going to be grounding in our middle back. And again, deep breath in on the breath out, rotate those thumbs, popping open that chest, those ribs, pulling the shoulders down and away from your ears. So when our thumbs are in, we have that bad posture when we're sitting at a desk. And this is just helping us retrain what our good posture should look like. So thumbs face out, press back, and we're going to hold this position, arms pulling down towards the floor. And we're going to do 4 pulses backwards towards the back of the chair, and then bring it back in line with the hip. 3 more. 2 more. And last one, pull it back in line with the hip. And we're going to turn the thumbs in again into that bad posture, caving in the upper back. On our next one, we're going to do 10 of these pulses. So we're going to turn the thumbs out, open the chest, pull the fingertips down towards the floor, and we're going to pulse back, almost like we're giving someone a backwards high five. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, and let those thumbs roll in now. Lovely job. So I like to move a bit forward on my chair for this one. Feet flat on the ground. It also helps us sit up nice and tall on our sit bones. So I want to get you to place your finger on your chin. And this is going to seem weird as well, so I know that. This is your starting position. And I want you to imagine there's a string on the back of your neck. And someone's pulling your neck all the way backwards. Not up and down, but just backwards. So my starting point is where my finger is. And I want you to almost give yourself a double chin and tuck your neck backwards like somebody's pulling your neck back. And then we're going to relax and tuck our chin back to our starting position where our finger was. So these are called our chin tucks. Really good for our deep neck flexors in our neck. So you might find these ones a bit hard, guys, and that's completely normal. So just go within the range that suits you. I want you to imagine there's a little peach underneath your chin. And you're trying to hold that peach as you tuck your chin backwards. And then as you relax, we're just going to pull the chin back forwards to our starting position. Just going to do 2 more here. And last one. Perfect. Placing our hands on our legs. I want you to start nice and tall with that flat back. If you need, you can place a hand on your lower back to have a little feel, and one hand on your tummy. So we're going to come into some seated pelvic tilts. So sitting up nice and tall on your sit bones. I now want you to imagine your tummy starting to scoop down and through, and you're rolling backwards off your sit bones. And you'll notice you get a nice C curve in your lower back here. Place your hands on your hips if that helps you more. And then we're going to restack our spine and sit up nice and tall with that flat back posture. So rolling backwards off those sit bones, scooping through our lower abdominals here. Have that nice C curve in our lower back. Then we're going to sit up nice and tall on our sit bones. So this one's a hard one for most people, but this is actually retraining you how to sit up nice and tall on your chair. So if you're having issues with that one, just imagine like you're getting punched in the tummy and you're trying to suck the tummy away from someone's fist. And you get that nice scooping in your lower abdominal. And I'm going to reset my spine and sit up nice and tall. We're just going to do 2 more here, guys, at your own pace. Scoop, roll off those sit bones and tuck and squeeze your bottom. Restack your spine, sitting up nice and tall with that flat back posture. Last one here. Roll off, scoop, hold. Sitting up nice and tall, flat back posture. Beautiful, guys. So from here, we're just going to place our hands on the outside of our chair. Wiggle your bottom a little bit forwards. What we're going to do here, guys, is just press and start to feel a pressure like we're pressing down into the chair, and we're just locking through those elbows. And then I want you to relax. So I almost want you to imagine like you're getting a little bit taller. So you're pushing down into the chair and you feel like the spine's getting nice and tall. We're focusing on the back of the tricep here and relaxing. If you're okay with this variation, you can stay here. Otherwise, we're going to make it a little bit more challenging. I just want you to hold for 5 seconds. So next variation is scooping your bottom off the chair. And we're literally just going to push down and hold up nice and tall. And then relaxing, tapping the bottom back on the chair. Pressing, feeling that height through your spine. Starting to feel that activation through the triceps. And then tapping your bottom back on the chair. Last one here. 3, 2, 1. Relax and sit back all the way down. From here, guys, we're just going to bring our right leg over our left leg into almost like a figure 4 position. And all I want you to do is slightly start to lean forward like you're looking over your big toe. And with my right hand on my right leg, I'm just going to add slight pressure down, pushing my knee down towards the floor. Now, if this is too much for you, you can take the hand off and just let the knee come up. And if that's enough to stretch, you can leave it there. Otherwise, we're going to add a slight over pressure through that stretch to get a nice stretch through the sides of the hips. From here, we're going to hold this position, keeping looking over your big toe. We're going to come into a calf raise, a single leg calf raise here. So leg on the ground, you're just going to lift your heel up and off, keeping the contact with your big toe and the ball of your foot, and then just bring your heel back down here. So this slight over pressure in the leg is going to add a little bit more resistance through your calf to make these calf rises a little bit harder here. Is everyone okay with hearing me? I'm going to do 2 more here. I'm going to hold this calf rise at the top. And right, and we're going to hold. I'm going to time pulses down and up, feeling that burn bias through the calf for 10, 9, 8. Keep breathing. 3 more. So bring that heel all the way down and take your right leg off your left leg. We're literally just going to swap sides. So now bring the left leg up and over our right. Sorry, my feet are up and too. And we're going to leave it on our right knee. Same here. If this is enough of a stretch for you without an over pressure, you're just going to hold it there. Otherwise, you can take it slightly forward and use that left hand to press down in your left leg. Take a nice deep breath in here, guys. And now try to deepen that stretch by pushing the knee down towards the ground. Just like we did on the other side, holding that stretch, we're just going to lift our right leg up, right heel up, then bring it all the way back down. So you do some calf raises here. But once again, if the overpressure is too much, you can literally just place your hand on your hips and do the exact same thing. If that's still too much to anyone, you can bring both legs down and come into a double leg calf raise. Keep in contact, we'll lift that big toe on the mat. We'll do 3 more here. Coming up nice and high, like we're in high heel. Last one, we're going to hold at the top and do tiny pulses up and down, feeling that burn through the top. For 8, 7, 6. Keep breathing, guys. 3, 2, 1, and relaxing all the way down and through. So I'm going to give you an option here. You can do these exercises coming into some more strength work. So with the band or with the towel. You can do this seated, but I prefer if you guys stand. You should be trying to stand every 40 minutes to an hour when you work at a desk. So even just if you can hop up. I'm going to grab this band. And we're going to start with our palms facing down. My head's still up. Palms still facing down. Thumbs underneath. And all we're going to do is roll our shoulders down and away from our ears. And I want you to find that rib connection here. So dropping your ribs down towards your pelvis. And all we're going to do with the band, no stretching through the band, just relaxing through the band for now. We're just going to come into some shoulder flexion. So we're just going to lift the band up as high as we can without those ribs trying to pop open. And wherever you feel shoulder pain or discomfort, I want you to stop there. And then we're just going to pull it back down here, guys. Good. So we're just starting to warm up here through those shoulders. Trying to get a little bit more range through here. So just go within what range feels best for you. Deep breath in as we lift and out as we lower, concentrating on that rib connection. If this is all good for you, you can stay here. Otherwise, you can come on to the next variation for me. So we're going to lift our arms up and over our head. And I want you to almost start to pull the band apart and pull it back over behind you, just as far as you can. And then we're just going to pull it nice and forwards. So we're getting a bit of a pec stretch through here. So once we start to lift our arms up over our head, pull the band apart and feel that nice stretch through the front of the pecs. Good. If you can go lower, that's absolutely great. Just go within what range feels best for you. Deep breath in as we lift our shoulders up and over. And out as we pull our arms back down and through to our starting position. Good, so enjoy that nice mobility through your shoulders. We're just going to do 2 more. So on the last one, as we pull up and over, we're actually going to keep the band behind your back. You're just going to grab the band so that the band's on the inside and your hands are on the outside. And it's just going to come and sit around your middle back, pulling your arms out in front of you, so getting a little bit of resistance through the band. I want you to imagine like someone's grabbing your fingertips and they're pulling your fingertips forwards. And the only thing that's really moving is your shoulder blade. And then we're relaxing our shoulders back. So keeping that rib connection, almost like someone's trying to pull your arms out of your socket. I know that sounds weird. And then you're pulling and melting your shoulder blades back to kiss. So the only thing that's moving here, we're not moving our upper back, we're not moving our middle back. If this is too hard with the band, you can drop the band and just do reaching forwards and backwards without the band if that's too much for anyone. Keep your breathing. Deep breath in as you come forwards. Get that nice stretch in the middle back. And out as you pull your shoulder blades back to kiss. Good. Last one here. So last one forward, reaching those fingertips forward, pull, pull, pull. And out as you bring those shoulder blades back. We're just going to relax our arms down. So we're just going to bring the band back in front of us. We're going to place our band in our right hand. I just want you to literally chuck it over your shoulder so that you can grab it behind you. Now, this band is here to assist, it's not here to resist it and make it harder, so you shouldn't be pulling the band too much. If this is enough of a stretch for you, that's great. You can just hold that here. Otherwise, if you want to come and add on with me, we're just going to almost floss. So we're just going to pull the band up and feel this stretch through my hand waving. And then as we pull the stretch down, we should feel it through the top hand where my hand's waving. So working on some movement through the shoulders again, guys. It's almost like we're flossing on and off. So you shouldn't be getting too much resistance through the band. It's just kind of there to assist you into these movements. Deep breath in as you lift up and out as you lift down. Once again, if that's too much for anyone, you can literally just hold the stretch with your arms in the middle of the back, just like this. 2 more here. Last one. Let go of that band with the hand behind the back, and we're just literally going to swap hands. So we're going to hold the band in our left hand first, throw it behind the back, and then just grab your right hand behind you. Following that nice stretch. If that was your option, you might have one side less than the other two, guys. That's completely normal. And again, we're just going to pull the band up and down. Deep breath in as we pull up, and deep breath out as we pull down. Beautiful job, guys. Also concentrating on those ribs, just not wanting to pop open, so we don't want to be extending our back too much. So knit those ribs together, almost like there's an imaginary spring between your rib cage and your pelvis. Last one each side. Deep breath in and out. Let go of that strap behind your back. I'm just going to pull the band back in front of us. So once again, guys, band's optional. You can do these exercises without a band, so do what's best for you. Band's going to start on our hands, so palms facing up and thumbs over the top. I'm going to pull that band in, so we have a nice L position in our arm. I want you to imagine that you have a tray of drinks in your right hand and your left hand. All we're going to do is pull the band out and away from each other and offer people a tray of drinks. And then pull back in. Good, guys. So keeping those elbows nice and tight, or as tight as you can between those ribs. And we're literally just moving the forearm. Good. Deep breath in as we open and out as we come back. 3 more here. Good. Concentrating on those ribs not flaring as we pull out. And last one. We're now going to add on to this one. So keeping the band, I might get you guys to move your hands a little bit further away, give you some more slack in the middle. So keeping those shoulders nice and tight by our side, just like we did before with the arrow shape. We're going to open up just like we did. And now I want you to imagine there's people really far away. So we start to reach our arms out to reach them so we look like a statue. And then we're going to bend our elbows back in and close those drinks. So open, hold, extend out, pull your elbows back in and close that band. Deep breath in, out as we bring those arms out, in as we pull the elbows back and bring back to center. If you want to make this harder, just bring your hands in closer to the band. It will make the movement that little bit harder. We'll do one more here. Press it out. We're actually going to hold this position
I want you to grab the band with your thumbs to point up like you're giving someone a thumbs up. And all we're going to do is imagine you're holding 2 cans of drink. We're going to turn our thumbs down and empty the can. And then we're going to flip our thumbs up to give somebody a thumbs up. So we're turning our thumbs down. You notice your shoulders want to roll forward. As we turn our thumbs up, we want to pull our shoulders down and away from our ears. Deep breath in as we rotate in, and deep breath out as we give those people a thumbs up. Beautiful, guys. So just working internal and external rotation. You can do these without the band if it's too hard. 6 more. Keep breathing. You're feeling it through the back of the shoulders here. 2 more. And last one, turn your thumbs down. And have a nice little rest, roll your shoulders out. 1 more with the band standing up. Palms face down. Thumbs down. And we're just going to pull that band apart and start to squeeze through our middle back. And bring the band back to center. So it's going to do 8 of these, guys. Pull and squeeze through your middle back. Drop your shoulders away from your ears and then come back to center. Watch those ribs as we pull back, keeping nice and connected. 5 more. Good job. Keep breathing. 2 more here, guys. And last one, pull that bit apart and come back in. Amazing work. From here, guys, all we're going to do is bring our chair onto, giving us a little bit of space. We will be lying down for a little bit as well. And our feet are actually going to come up in between the chair to start with. I'm going to give you guys variations so you can take whatever option feels best for you. We're going to lie on our back, resting our head, bringing our feet flat on the mat, and placing our hands on our lower tummy. We're just going to do a few pelvic tilts here. Roll an imaginary bowl of water towards your chest, and you'll notice that your back starts to completely flatten into the mat, and you'll start to feel your abdominal switch from here. Then we're going to roll that bowl of water away from your chest towards your feet, and you'll notice a big arch in the bowl of water. Deep breath in as we roll the bowl of water towards the chest, flatten the back, and out as we roll the bowl of water towards the heels and have a nice arch. 1 more each way. Towards your chest, flatten the back. Breath out as you roll the water towards your heels. Get a nice big arch. And I now want you to find a little blueberry, like you could fit a tiny little blueberry, almost like we don't want to squash that blueberry or let it roll away. From here, bring your heels a little closer to your bottom. All we're going to do is the exact same pelvic tilt that you just did before. Roll and tilt that bowl of water and flatten your back. Hold here. Start to squeeze your bottom as we start to roll up each vertebrae at a time, just into our middle back here. No pressure to the neck, and then roll all the way back down. Good. So if you're comfortable here, we're going to stay here. Otherwise, we're going to add on. So if you're comfortable doing this one, I want you to stay here. Otherwise, we're going to bring both of our heels onto the chair. Exactly like we did before. Tuck and squeeze. Lift and press your heels through the chair, bringing your bottom up nice and high for the back of the hamstrings. Roll down each vertebrae at a time, lower your bottom, and untuck your pelvis. So with whatever version you're taking, keep breathing as you roll up and down. Press through the chair if your feet are on the chair, guys. Feel it through the back of those hamstrings. Hamstrings don't really get used when we're sitting in a chair a lot. Now, if you want to take the next variation with me, you can take that next variation or stay where you are. We're going to lift our left leg off the chair, right leg we're going to stay on. roll up, press through that chair. Really hard one here, guys. Focusing on that pelvis, not wanting to rock and roll. So I want you to imagine 2 flashlights in the front of your hips, and you want them to stay facing up towards the roof. Good. If this is too hard on anyone's hamstrings, you can always shuffle your bottom a little bit closer to the chair, and it will be easier. Last one here, whoever's at the variation with me, and we're going to swap legs. And now bring your left leg up. Hover that right knee at tabletop. Tuck and squeeze, roll up each vertebrae at a time. Ooh, this one's a lot weaker. Keep breathing, guys. We're just going to do 3 more of these. Shouldn't be gripping through your arms as well, guys. Upper body should be nice and relaxed. Last one. Roll all the way down and keep your neck, your ankles, your heels on the chair. And all we're going to do, guys, is I want you to shift your leg so we have a nice leg through the back of our legs. All we're going to do is just bring your right leg to tabletop and then just tap it back on the chair. So we're working our hip flexors here, guys. Hip flexors don't get used very often. They're really short and tight, but they're usually very weak. Now, if you want to go on to the next variation here, we're just going to come to a single leg lift all the way up. Tap back down in the chair, lift up. Focus as we lift. We just don't want to flatten through our lower back. So tight hamstrings have a big one here, guys. So we're having a dynamic stretch to the back of our leg for this one. Now, if you want to add on, I want you to bring both legs into tabletop. Otherwise, keep it the variation you were before. Draw deeper through that tummy. And we're going to press our leg out. And then lift it up. And then bring it back to tabletop. Press out. Lift. And bend. 2 more with whatever variation you've taken, guys. And last one. And rest both feet on the chair. And we're just going to swap sides. So left leg long, right leg's going to lift the tabletop and tap that chair. Focusing on those really nice tight pair of jeans. You're comfortable with this one. You want to stay here, you're going to stay here. Otherwise, you're going to extend both legs. And we're going to lift the right leg up just as far as you can, as long as the back doesn't flatten, and tap it back on the chair. So working through those hamstrings as well as the hip flexors, just lifting up as high as you can. Concentrating on not squashing that blueberry. Just like we did on the other side, if this variation is good for you, you're going to stay here. Otherwise, I'm going to bring both our legs to double tabletop. We're nice and heavy through our pelvis. We're going to extend our right leg out, lift it up, and bend. Almost like we're doing a bicycle movement. 4 more here with whatever variation you're at, guys. And we'll finish off with some stretching. And last one. Bring your right leg down and your left leg down. Bring both your arms out like the letter T. And squeeze your knees and ankles together and roll your legs to the left side as your head looks to the right, allowing that right hip to pop off them. Deep breath in and out. Swap sides here. So knees drop down to the right, head looks to the left. Roll back in. 1 more each side. And we're just going to finish off with a few stretches of standing. Last one, deep breath in as you roll those knees. And out, pull them back to center. Nice and slowly, you can roll onto your side if you need, hop up the mat. And we're just going to finish off with a few stretches and standing, guys. So we're actually going to face the back of our chair. Put both hands on the back of the chair here. And I want you to take a big step back away from your chair too. So from here, we're going to press our bottom back and away, have a nice slight bend in the knees. And we're just going to press our chest down to the floor and our ears in line with our shoulders. Take a nice deep breath in here and out. If it's comfortable for you guys, we're going to take the left hand off and we're actually going to touch it on the right knee and open our chest. Deep breath in here and out. Bring the left arm back on the chair and we're going to swap sides. So the right hand's going to touch the left leg. We're actually going to use that hand to open our chest. Deep breath in and out. And from here, we're going to stand up. We're going to come into a hip flexor stretch to finish up with. I'm going to place our left leg up on the chair here. Now, I want you to focus on this back leg. We're going to tuck and squeeze our bottom, and we should feel nice and tall. We're just going to slightly lunge forward, and we should feel it through the leg that's standing on the ground. So not the one on the chair, on the ground. If you're not feeling this, you're probably not squeezing that glute enough. Take a nice deep breath in here, guys. And on the breath out, you just lift your right arm up. So I might a little bit off here. Sorry about my dog. Bring that arm back down, and we're just going to swap legs. So stepping off that chair. Bring the right leg up. Tuck and squeeze your arm. Archie. Tuck and squeeze your bottom. Start to lunge forward slightly. Feeling a nice stretch in the front of the hips and the thigh. And you can just have the sides. Sorry. And do it. Well done for tonight, guys. We are all done for tonight. Thank you so much for coming. We have recorded you. You're more than welcome to access that. Thank you so much.